Hi everyone, so I am going to do the Anti TBR Tag. So I know a few people have done this. I'm not sure all who's done this, so if you watch my channel and if you haven't done it, then I officially tag you. Yeah, this was created by Nicole in her books, and let's get started. See, the thing about saying I'll never read this or I'll never read that is I don't know if it's 100% true with me. Just because I like to see what something really is, um, especially if people really like it, or if they really don't like it, if they compare it, etc. There are some that most likely I will never read anytime soon, and I may never ever read. But I don't, you know, say never, never. Hard thing. Like I said, just because I like to see and form my own opinion. But question number one is a popular book that everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. There's a good chance that I will not anytime soon, and a good chance that I just may never ever pick up uh, a book like 50 Shades of Grey. I don't mind erotica once in a while, and there's been some good ones, but I've heard excerpts from that book, I've heard people talking about that book, and it just does not seem good. It does not seem well written. I'm the type of person that will give almost anything a try because I'm really into characters. I really like characters and world building and the clever use of um, names and mythologies and how a person can make something and create their own story. So I read just about anything. Graphic novels, middle grade, adult. Yeah. So it's not really the genre, it's just what I've heard. A classic book or author you don't have an interest in reading, which is number two. I don't know. There's a lot of classics that I want to read. I remember in 8th grade, I think we were reading The Red Badge of Courage, and I don't know if we ever finished it. And that's going, again, back to 8th grade, and I'm obviously older now. So I don't know if I would say that I will never ever read it, but that's not a classic that's on the top of my list. Number three, a problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. Um, See, I don't know because again, if you go back to the classic thing, there's obviously a lot of problematic things that weren't seen as problematic like 100 years ago, but obviously they are. They still were. I would say that most likely it would probably be somebody today. And I guess it depends on your definition of problematic. Again, 50 Shades of Grey, the whole fact that E.L. James, I think that's her name, E.L. James, um, didn't really do research on like the BDSM community, and there's like, I guess, abuse kind of things in the book. Again, I've never read it, so also, I believe it's Jojo Moyes is what her name is, and her book, Me Before You, because she, again, did not do research on the book she wrote. She didn't talk to anybody in those physical conditions, anybody going through. I believe her character is a I want to say quadriplegic, if I'm pronouncing that right. And she had talked to nobody, I guess, that lived through this. And so I guess, again, I didn't read it. The book came off as offensive to many people. So those are the type of things that I don't want to read. It's one thing if, an author makes a mistake or something, or they get false information, and then they learn from it or whatever. But when they literally didn't do any research, or it shows that they didn't do proper research, then I really don't have an interest in reading it or giving it a try. Let's see. An author you have read a couple books from and have decided their books are not for you. So this is what I struggle with because I read a couple books from an author. It's like there might be something in their book that I enjoy. Maybe something funny, something quirky, their writing style, etc. And it's like, I'll try to give them another try because I might have written in another genre, etc. Um, but I just keep hitting a lot of misses with Medcab. I kind of like the Princess Diaries. I read the first two; they were okay. Um, they seemed a little bit more Mean Girl-ish compared to like the movie that was made, and some parts I just didn't get. I really didn't like All American Girl. I didn't understand the character, why she liked her sister's boyfriend so much. He wasn't anything that special. Um, yeah, just something about the books. It's like I like the idea of her books. Like the idea of the plot is good, but it's like it just falls flat. Let's see. Number five, a genre you have no interest in or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. There really isn't a genre that I have tried and I don't like anything from. Um, yeah, I'm not the biggest person on nonfiction, but I don't know if that's specifically a genre, but I do like some nonfiction. I'm just really specific. Um, well, I guess I read more stuff towards my interest, which tends to be more spiritual type books. But yeah, I don't know if there's a genre that I don't. Um, I would say there's genres I read less of. I'm more likely to read uh, more urban fantasy than high fantasy. Um, Science fiction, other things, I guess it would depend on the subject matter. Oh, you know what? I don't know if this is a genre or a subgenre, but apparently there's this thing called viral erotica, okay? With that whole kissing the coronavirus shit. Yeah, that's another book that I'll never read. I might even read 50 Shades of Grey before that thing. Um, but yeah, I'll go with viral erotica. I just heard this term like a few weeks ago. Yeah, that that's gonna be my answer. Let's see. Where am I now? A book you have bought will never read. I don't really buy books that I know I'll never read. Maybe I won't read the physical copy, like if it's too small. I mean, I might read a little bit of it and follow along with audio or get a book with bigger print. But a lot of times I'll buy books that, are cheap and I want to get to that story and they might be too small, but I'll follow along. So it's not that I won't ever read the story, but I might not completely read the physical book. And I have quite a few classic and older books that I don't know if I'll ever read the physical copy, just because of how small it is, but it's not that I won't ever read the story. A series you have no interest in reading, or a series that you started and have DNF'd. I don't know if I'll ever read the Mortal Instruments series, just because, and I guess Cassandra Clare could have been on that problematic authors thing. I don't know. I've heard so many mixed things about it, and I heard that a lot of her stuff has been plagiarized. I liked her story in Zombies versus Unicorns. It was pretty decent, but she's just not someone I have a big interest in picking up. I might give it a try one day, but the whole idea of, again, plagiarism just kind of bothers me. Obviously, I haven't read the books to know if it's true, but I've heard it from more than one person. Number 8 is a new release you have no interest in reading. I really don't know about any new releases, so I can't say. The only new release that came out this year that I waited for last year was The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I'm gonna reread that because you know I have things to say. That's gonna have its own video, but I think I got all the questions here, and yeah, that is the Anti TBR tag. Anyways, again, if you haven't done this, I tag you, and I hope to see your videos, and let me know what you think about this one.